Champions League action on Wednesday on Sky Sports. Quarter-finals, first legs. Arsenal against Liverpool, 7 o'clock. Sky Sports 2 and HD. And you can also watch Fenerbahce against Chelsea, 7:30 on Sky Sports 3. Johnson's Paint Trophy final at Wembley. Grimsby 0, MK Dons 0. MK Dons justifying their favouritism in the first half in open play, but Grimsby have missed a penalty. Willie Guerre saving from Danny Boschel. No goals at half-time. Alan Buckley can't believe it. Bubble hasn't quite burst yet for Grimsby, but did it at half-time. What are you doing, Dad? Oh, dear. Perhaps it'll get better in the second half for Grimsby fans. And there's one change for as well, John. Danny Boschel, who has been carrying a knock, is going off, isn't he? And Peter Boer's coming on.
Peter Boer, he's got lots of pace. I think they'll be looking maybe the balls over the top or in between players. Like I said earlier, we need Peter Till to get on the ball and run at these players. Lewington possibly on the left. I think maybe, you know, not blessed with pace, and that could be the outlet for us.
Will that change the game?
It could change the game. Italian, like, you've got two wingers now playing as centre forwards, and it's a specific position. But you know, because it's a little bit disjointed, these two guys have got genuine pace. Peter Boer and Peter Till as well. So they've got to get the ball forward.
Will that affect MK Dons at all, the way they're thinking, Martin?
No. No, I did think North was not quite on the form that he can show. And I have seen Boer playing, like both the lads say, he's very quick. And both those players now will be breaking into wide areas to get behind the fullbacks, which is what's natural to them. So it could cause some problems. But if MK Dons the ball like they have done and improve on that this half, then those two won't even touch the ball, I think.
Just a reminder, in this competition throughout the season so far, it's gone straight to penalties after 90 minutes if the scores are level. But in the final, and only in the final, there will be extra time and then penalties if required. No goals then at half-time. Back into the second half with Don Goodman and Bill Leslie.
So on comes Peter Boer, the young man who's had to wait for his chance this season. Scored a couple of goals in quick successions in the league win against Morecambe earlier on this month. Now he gets the chance on the biggest stage available in cup competition at this level. No changes needed, said MK Dons, keeping their powder dry. Paul Ince and his coaching staff, but they do have formidable reinforcements on the bench in the form of Mark Wright, their top scorer, and Aaron Wilbraham, the big striker. So no goals in the first half. Couple of big talking points. Both sides with plenty to play for in the league to come would like to get the job done in 90 minutes. If not, they know they still have extra time and penalty kicks if required. Grimsby started the first half very, very strongly. They'll look to do the same in the second, I'm sure. Peter Till, one of their lively performers in an attacking sense in the first. Thwarted there by O'Hanlon and giving away the free kick.
I think Alan Buckley will just want his team to try and retain the ball a little bit better than they were able to do in the first half. I think they've got a team, they've got wing-backs, and when you're playing with wing-backs, you've got to keep possession and bring them into play, provide that width for your team, and they weren't able to do that in the first half because MK Dons, as we all saw, enjoyed the lion's share of the possession.
Spread out to Lewington by Navarro, who took that big clatter towards the end of the first half. He's out okay. Here comes Colin Cameron. Excellent challenge to get the danger away there by Fenton.
That's super cover again, isn't it? Okay, starting pretty strong second half.
Upping the tempo, taking the fight to Grimsby Town. Andrews, a slip by Dean Lewington. Makes Hunt's defensive job a little easier. Boschel's, though, not easy as Andrews took it away from him. Rather landed in it there by James Hunt.
Yeah, they thought they had more time than they actually did, but it's a dangerous game, isn't it? On your own byline, trying to pass the ball out.
Gallen stood his ground, able to get the touch on. Gallen again. Dyer this time decides to go out and use his right foot rather than cutting in on the left, just keeping the doubts in the mind of Nick Hegarty, the fullback. Jude Sterling, Navarro.
He's had to be strong and sharp, hasn't he, Hegarty, out there against Lloyd Dyer. Decent first half. You do get the feeling that it's the wide boys of MK Dons that really could unlock the door.
Well, he's dealing, isn't he, Hegarty, with a player who's spent most of his career so far at higher levels than the fourth tier of English football. Atkinson. Here's into Boschel, not an easy one to deal with. Well, he's had some good memories, hasn't he, Danny Boschel, against MK Dons. Scored the goal of the season, as it turned out, in the win at Stadium MK last season. Terrific volley. Today, though, so far, one of the memories that will be filed in the forgettable ones for Danny Boschel, with the missed penalty in the first half. Atkinson rose well. Here's Bolland. It's he who was fouled to give away the penalty. Battling away, Luke prevails. Cameron turns into trouble, but rides it out. Now the injection of pace from Jamal Johnson. Lewington. They're queuing up in the middle. Bounce off Jamal Johnson. Cameron! A chance which he will feel he could have made more of.
Well, by his own high standards, seen him over his career hit the target from this position time and time again. He gets put under a little bit of pressure by a couple of Grimsby players, but a big whack of the seat, a whack of the thigh. They want him to hit the target from there.
A thigh-slapping moment provided by Colin Cameron. Newey. Hegarty. The strength and depth of the MK Dons squad, one of the reasons that they have been leading the way predominantly, pretty much consistently since September. Jude Sterling, who's played in midfield, filling in at fullback for Trissa Diallo. In front of him, Lloyd Dyer. Up through the gears, feels he has the beating of Newey. On this occasion, he's wrong.
Well, they're at full stretch a little bit, aren't they? That Grimsby Town rear guard at the minute.
It's been a purposeful start to this second half by MK Dons, hasn't it? Jude Sterling. Andrews pulls away, looks for the flick, just a little too heavy.
Probably a bit over-elaborate on the edge of the penalty area. Grimsby could just do with retaining the ball and getting a feel and keeping a bit of possession, keep it out of the clutches of the MK Dons, but second all over the pitch at the moment.
Gallen. Dyer. Newey comes across to try and take care of him. Dyer trying to turn onto his left foot. They knew that. Hegarty came across to make up the numbers. And just a goal kick. Well, the key men that you identified on the two wide men. And then Dons trying to start making them tick and make an impact.
They've got all the attributes, haven't they, to terrorise defences, particularly at this level. Extra pace that they possess, Johnson and Dyer on the flanks.
Clark took a little clatter there off Jamal Johnson. They try some intricate one-touch stuff. MK Dons to open the door. Grimsby hold firm. Newey goes direct to try and bring the half-time substitute into play. Peter Ball. And they ask some questions here. Flag stays down. Here's Peter Till. Back to Ball. Still alive here. Hegarty's cross. Jude Sterling puts it behind. A little bit of panic in the MK Dons ranks there.
Yeah, a little bit of encouragement for Grimsby Town. Got the ball forward to their strikers, didn't they? Those supporters something to shout about.
Attacking in this second half, the east end of the stadium, Grimsby, where their supporters are housed. Noise levels rise as the corner floats in. Well met and flicked over the bar by Atkinson.
Well, it's just a smidgen behind him, isn't it? I think it's big Nick Fenton at the far post, gets up above the MK defence, and it's just behind Atkinson. He tries back flick. Very, very difficult skill. But a little bit more encouragement for Grimsby.
And to go back to New Year's Day for the last time that he got a goal, Robert Atkinson, his only for the club since he joined on loan earlier on this season. Very, very difficult chance there, but nonetheless, a bit of Grimsby pressure. MK Dons look to respond. Lovely ball, Cameron. Andrews! Barnes in the way again. Right. Another Barnes stormer.
I'll tell you what, fantastic movement and football. Watch the way Keith Andrews bursts forward. Look, there you go, top of your screen, in behind. It's left Grimsby for dead, and he hits the target. And that's what he's been doing time and time again this season. And he stays strong, doesn't he, Phil Barnes, at his near post. Decent save.
That's why Andrews has 12 goals already this season. Met at the near post by Hunt. Andrews at full stretch. Allow that to run away, and the pressure gauge just to alleviate a little bit.
Made a lot of ground up there, didn't he, Keith Andrews? Showed that desire and determination to get forward, support the strikers and get shots in. A terrific season.
In every game since they failed at home in that second leg of the Southern Area final against Swansea. And Martin Allen said at half-time he felt it was only a matter of time before MK Dons. Certainly good signs from their point of view. The all-telling statistic still reads that there is nothing between these two sides. 3-2. Bounces off Boschel. O'Hanlon, scorer of the winner when last these two met. Sterling. It's a big Wembley pitch, isn't it? And when you don't have the ball a lot, which is what Grimsby have had to endure in this match for most of the time, you're generally chasing it, and it'll be energy sapping in many ways. Here's Cameron again, starting to be a significant presence going forward for MK Dons. Corner kick.
Well, it's Cameron and Andrews, isn't it? Both got the freedom to break forward. It's Navarro that does the holding job, but those two lads are becoming more and more prominent with every passing minute of this game, and that's got to be a worry for Alan Buckley.
They're just about keeping a lid on MK Dons at the moment, Grimsby. Cameron's corner. The threat away for now. Sterling will get there first ahead of Clark. Sucker Clark in. Required assistance and got it from Danny Boschel.
All hands to the pump, isn't it, for Grimsby Town? They defend, they've got Peter Borup, it's been taken quickly.
Lewington combining with Sterling, the two fullbacks combining in and around the opposition penalty area. Real MK Dons pressure here. Lewington sweeps it on away. Only temporarily, you feel, though, by the Mariners. This is as strong a spell as MK Dons have had in the match so far. Of persistent pressure. Andrews. Gallen. No one on his wavelength. Hunt. Hegarty.
Well, they're working on scraps, aren't they, the two strikers for Grimsby at the moment. Grimsby can't get any real quality possession in the middle of that pitch. Stuart Watkins and Alan Buckley must just be wondering how on earth they can just get a bit more quality possession and a bit more quality ball up to the strikers.
Well, Alan Buckley, the father figure to this Grimsby side, started his managerial career before any of the players out there at the moment were even born.
He'll love you for that one.
Here's Sterling. Good touch by Cameron again. Gallen spreads it for Jamal Johnson. Lewington on the overlap. Again, Grimsby stretched. Lewington. Andrews! They can't find a way past the last line of defence at the moment.
Well, the longer this goes on, you just wonder, don't you? Is it going to be Grimsby's day? Keith Andrews there, hits the target, but you'd normally expect him to find one of the corners. Again, Phil Barnes called into action. Good handling.
Well, it's generally one of the prerequisites, isn't it? If the favourites are to be upset, the goalkeeper needs to have a stormer, and Barnes' contribution with every save he makes is turning into a man-of-the-match performance for Grimsby if the scenario is going to unfold in their favour.
You can see he's having plenty of work to do. That's half a dozen times he's had to keep the ball out of goal. MK Dons hitting the target.
Till wouldn't stick with him. Yet again it'll come back at the Grimsby defence. Andrews. Sterling.
A respite for Grimsby. A careless ball by Jude Sterling. He's looking pensive, isn't he? Wonder how long before he thinks about introducing Mark Wright and Wilbraham on that bench. Certainly got great options, hasn't he?
Not a bad position to be in, isn't it? Which shall I send on first? The player who's got 3 in his last 3 games, or the player who's got 14 this season is my top scorer and has 6 in his last 5? Cameron. Again, Colin Cameron, Jamal Johnson, Gallen. Here's Lewington. Jamal Johnson fizzes it across. It was there for Sterling to meet, but he couldn't take up the invitation.
Well, his arms up, Jamal Johnson. This is as good as it gets, to be honest. What a ball that is. Fizzes it right across. And anybody going in there with any real conviction is going to put that in. I mean, very, very good ball between defence and goalkeeper.
That's set for the next wave of MK Dons attack. Gallen, Andrews. Dyer, just beyond Cameron, finds a way through to Jamal Johnson. Kevin Gallen, the veteran. Somehow they repel the borders again, Grimsby. Lewington. They are truly on the ropes at the moment, Grimsby. But the knockout blow cannot be found. This time Jamal Johnson puts it wide.
We often talk about having 8 men behind the ball. They've got 8 men in their own box, Grimsby, at the moment, and it's Johnson this time. It's a half a chance. Just makes you wonder how long can Grimsby continue like this, not really offering any attacking threat of their own.
Well, they are going to make a change. It's Grimsby Town, and no surprise. So both the forward players of Grimsby Town who started the match are withdrawn with just an hour played. An injury rearing its head again for Danny North at half-time. Gary Jones, one of the few in the Grimsby ranks with Wembley experience, comes on to replace Peter Till. It's time for old heads out there, isn't it?
Well, he is a seasoned pro, isn't he? Been around a while, but he'll offer something different to the young lads. A big physical presence, and straight away now, goalkeeper Phil Barnes aims for Gary Jones, and you might just see a little bit more of that, a little bit more of a direct approach from Grimsby Town.
They need that way out. They need to travel the MK Dons defence, the best around at this level of football. 6 clean sheets in their last 9, MK Dons. Penalty saved by Willie Guerre so far, but unable to make their dominance count. And it must on play in a player's mind when you are in this position, the fact that you haven't made your dominance in terms of possession and chances count on the top left-hand corner of the screen. Long throw by Atkinson, only away as far as Clark, deflected back out towards Robert Atkinson. Time to pick his cross, but he only finds Willie Guerre.
Well, he whips it into the near post area, and he's entitled to ask why not one of the Grimsby players is going across. You want all the areas covered, front post, middle of the goal and back post. Nobody there this time.
Good industry from Ball. Also slightly loose clearance by Willie Guerre. It's given possession back to Grimsby. Have to go some to get round Jude Sterling now, and it proves to be a task too much for Nick Hegarty.
At least we can hear the Grimsby supporters. I just had a little bit of a respite the last couple of minutes. There you go. Still 0-0. Anything is possible. They have been under the cosh. They're still on level terms.
The word is that the sign is up just on the outskirts of Grimsby, as it was 10 years ago. So many have come to Wembley this afternoon to cheer on the local side from Blundell Park. With the last person out, please turn out the lights.
We'll have a look at this dominance that MK Dons have had over the last 10 minutes. 69% possession. That is high, extremely high.
Most of it as well in really attacking positions, hasn't it?
Well, I think you've got to bear in mind they're playing against a team that likes to play passing football and keep the ball themselves, which makes it even more impressive.
Lewington. Atkinson got the touch, only as far as Andrews, now Navarro. Danny Swales. Up towards Cameron. Fenton rose highest. He who had the let-off in the first half after a handball inside the box wasn't spotted by the referee. Gallen. Now Gary Jones. This is Peter, the two Grimsby substitutes combining here. Plenty of hands on deck at the back for MK Dons. Boschel. Newey. Bolland. Scuff cross, but it's found Hegarty. Another chance to get it in, Nick Hegarty. Bolland's cross. Away by Swales. And it's loose defending. It's given Grimsby hope. Ball pounces. Clark. Boschel. Encouragement for the Grimsby fans as Jones picks out Clark. Solid enough defending, but yet again they've given it away, and here's Gary Jones, the substitute. Jones for Grimsby. Lewington got back at him really well. Hunt, now Ball. Good cross in. Away by O'Hanlon, and Ball couldn't stop it going out of play. Well, a great response by Alan Buckley's Grimsby, but he wanted more. He knew that more were there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's probably their best spell of the entire game, that couple of minutes, isn't it? Lots of play going through big Gary Jones up top as well, and a couple of times on that left-hand side in that move, they did turn down the opportunity to get the ball in the box, which surprised me when you've got that big fella there.
Well, it's a cue for substitutes to come off the MK Dons bench and start to warm up. And it certainly is hotting up as a final, approaching the three-quarter mark now. Still goalless between these two battlers for silverware here. Lewington finds Gallen. Jamal Johnson. Four queuing up in the middle. And again, it's a black and white shirt to meet it. And MK Dons frustrated.
It's opening up, isn't it? It's getting a bit more stretched. More end-to-end. As they both go looking for that of goal.
Hegarty. Bolland. They like to play it through midfield. Grimsby have given the opportunity, and Bolland and Boschel starting to see a little bit more of the ball. That's why they are starting to be able to spend a little more time in the opposition half. Newey. Looking to pick out ball. That's just a feeling growing within these Grimsby players that they might have ridden a little bit of the storm. Cameron.
Has gone the wrong way there, Colin Cameron. I think it was Lloyd Dyer flying outside him on the overlap, needed slotting in.
And took a painful one there, O'Hanlon. He's up now, looks like he's going to be okay. Jamal Johnson, great bit of tracking by Jamie Clark. It's back in Grimsby hands, it's with Boschel. Hegarty into opposition territory. Jones and Ball take up there to try and cause threat. Holland in there as well. Hoisted by Ball. Out comes Gary, good distance on the punch. Well, enough anyway, and he's found Alan Navarro. I think he caught a fair bit of that punch as well. Navarro. Sterling. Gallen. Andrews caught by Hunt, but not a foul that was, though, by Danny Boschel.
Well, MK have got two players down now because Keith Andrews suffered a strong challenge. Boschel that seems to be going into the notebook.
The first challenge, the one on Andrews, harsh but fair. The second one just ruled by Phil Jocelyn as harsh. That's why we have the second yellow card of this final so far. Danny Boschel joins Alan Navarro of MK Dons in the notebook.
Oh, there's the coming together of Keith Andrews. That one straight through the back of him. Can't argue with that, can you?
Well, of more concern to MK Dons than the by Boschel is the fact that
I want to be sure both of these lads are all right before they make any kind of substitutions.
One quarter of normal time of this Johnston's Paint Trophy final left. We still await the first goal. Will the trophy be heading north as it has done so many times in recent years, or will it be heading to the as-empty trophy cabinet of the Stadium MK? Angled forward by Lewington. Boschel picks up the baton and picks out Ball. On his own at the moment, but reinforcements arriving. Peter Ball.
Again, must give Grimsby hope that if they can get the ball to him out in those areas, he can get past the MK Dons defence and start getting decent crosses into that box.
He replaced at half-time Danny North, clearly still suffering with the tendinitis, but usually he tends to provide the sort of mobility that we've seen from Ball since he came on. A little bit of a gamble perhaps by Alan Buckley to play him, but he is the top scorer. He's the hometown boy, like Peter Ball in fact, through the ranks at Grimsby. Here's the Dubliner, Keith Andrews. From a positive point of view for MK Dons, he's looking okay. Lewington finds Cameron. Dyer, corner.
Well, it's noticeable that Jamal and Lloyd Dyer have now switched wings. That's the first thing that Paul Ince has implemented, trying to just change this game. Doesn't have to change it too much, to be fair. They are creating chances. They are on top of the game generally. Just need to apply that finishing touch.
They keep on knocking on the Grimsby town door, but no in so far. Cameron. Away by Atkinson from right under his own goal mouth. Here's Keith Andrews. Two men with the block. Cameron in space, goes for the curler! Back off the post! Can they finish it off? Gallen couldn't! Barnes still somehow keeps it out. A nudge inside the penalty area. Surely the referee spotted it. Most certainly a push. Grimsby Town protest, but the penalty is given by the look of things.
Well, they're asking the referee to go and speak to the assistant because he had his flag up. Now, he wasn't waving it like he was in the first half and putting it across his chest. He had his flag up. Phil Joslin on his way over to have that chat.
Certainly seemed to be a push inside the box. Certainly seems to be a penalty for MK Dons. But plenty of sorting out for Phil Joslin and his assistant Brendan Malone to do before that with the Grimsby players.
Well, it was bouncing around all over the place, but there's your little nudge by Nick Hegarty, just easing out. I think it's big Danny Swales, doesn't he? Minimal contact.
Penalty shootouts have dominated the path to the final for these two sides, and the final, will it be a tale of two penalties? Grimsby have missed one. MK Dons score theirs and lead in the Johnstone's Paint Trophy final. The captain converts. Keith Andrews makes it 1-0 to MK Dons.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you felt you saw a nervous penalty from Danny Boschel in the first half, nothing nervous whatsoever about the penalty you've just witnessed there. Keith Andrews, very, very confident. And he would be the one that you would want in those circumstances. Cold as ice, kept his head, and applies that finishing touch. Phil Barnes has been in great form, but he sends him the wrong way. And that's a super, super penalty. That gives MK Dons probably a deserved lead, it has to be said.
His 13th goal of the season. One hand on the Johnstone's Paint Trophy final. And Grimsby Town, who have struggled to provide any sustained threat on the Milton Keynes Dons goal, need to find something, anything, in the remaining 16 minutes, or they will be tasting Wembley defeat for the first time under Alan Buckley.
Well, it's going to be all or nothing, isn't it? Push more bodies forward, really have a go in this last 15 or so minutes. Nothing to lose now.
Cameron. Well, they've become expert at closing out games, MK Dons. They need to do just that here at Wembley Stadium here.
There's a decent cross into the box there, and there's absolutely no Grimsby player in there whatsoever. That can't happen, that's got to change. They want to get back in this game.
Lewington. To say it had been coming, perhaps something of an understatement. Milton Keynes' dominance in front of goal and could well have scored in the build-up to the penalty. Here's Lewington, turned round the corner by Cameron. O'Hanlon, has he got enough on it? Just. Atkinson. Again they go back to Guerre. Again it's cleared away and out of the danger area. Grimsby in the third meeting of the season against MK Dons need to find their first goal. Meantime, Paul Ince and MK Dons will make their first change. As Aaron Wilbraham, by the look of things, getting ready to come on. Mark Wright standing behind him as well. Kevin Gallen replaced.
Well, I'll tell you what, MK are in the lead, but how controversial is it? There's couple of players definitely offside there, and if you look at the linesman at the top of the screen, up goes his flag any second. There it is, and it's before, if you look, it's before there's any contact whatsoever, and that's why Grimsby Town are incensed, and they're saying you've got to go and have a word with him. But the referee, you can see now, giving the penalty, but Grimsby Town players, look, they're all pointing over straight to the assistant referee saying he had his flag up, and they can't believe it. I think there's a lot of controversy there involved in what's just gone on.
Somewhat more routine duties for Brendan Malone, who's been right at the heart of this Johnson's Paint Trophy final. To complete the substitutions, Mark Wright, 14 goals for him this season, comes on to replace Jamal Johnson, and confirmation there for you of the introduction of Aaron Wilbraham.
Grimsby Town substitution.
Well, if that is the moment that decides the final, as it is looking increasingly likely, Grimsby, I'm sure, will have plenty to say about that after the final whistle.
Being replaced by 10, Kieran Turner.
Grimsby complete their set of substitutions. Kieran Turner, who's had an injury-ravaged season, comes on to replace James Hunt. Away by Lewington. Only 3 sides of the last 9 who have played against Paul Ince's side have managed to beat Willie Guerre. Cameron. Acres of space down the right, for right. Here he is, the substitute. Point to prove after being left on the bench. Sterling in support. Powerful header away by O'Hanlon. Lewington. Well, they're still looking for a second here to make the controversy comparatively irrelevant. Still goes down as a big turning point in the match, doesn't it? 1 penalty given and saved, 1 penalty in the first half not given after a Fenton handball. 1 given, but was there an offside that should have denied it? Dyer up through the gears. Brave block away by Atkinson, and an MK Dons corner in the last 10 minutes of the final.
Well, they're still not doing enough, Grimsby, are they, to get themselves back in this game? MK Dons still fairly comfortable.
Cameron's corner. Barnes thought about coming. No doubt about that one. It's Sean O'Hanlon to make it 2-0 to MK Dons. And surely now, surely they are tasting a trophy for the first time in their brief history.
Well, that's a heartbreaker for Grimsby Town, but in all honesty, nothing more than the MK Dons have deserved. Look, it's a simple run, more aggression, determination to get in front of his marker. There he goes. And he gets a good head on that. A little bit of luck, I think it just comes off somebody, doesn't it? But Sean O'Hanlon won't care as it comes off the Grimsby defender. And there's the reaction from Paul Ince. He's got to be pretty confident that his team are over the finishing line now, I would think.
Smiles all round. You just sense from the man who made his millions from the music business will know how to throw a party in Milton Keynes tonight. Double ambitions for the season, and both looking good. Very much in their own hands to not just win automatic promotion. Promotion itself looks well in order with a 9-point gap between themselves and the 4th place side. But they want their League 2 title, and with a couple of games in hand over the leaders, that, if they continue their recent form, should be well attainable. And this a mighty bonus closing in here in North London.
It would be a wonderful, wonderful double, wouldn't it, for the MK Dons? Long way back for Grimsby Town. They're playing against, as you've already said, the best defensive unit in this division. From the penalty, haven't really been able to carve anything else out.
Oh, too quick for Swales. And they find one to make it a very interesting finish here. That's up by Lewington, who's had another very strong performance at left back for the Dons. Navarro. Big Aaron Wilbraham.
A lot of good performances out there from the men in red, haven't there?
Hegarty. Just two Grimsby players in the middle, even if Hegarty is able to get the cross away. Something that looks increasingly unlikely with Sterling getting his body between man and ball. More Grimsby frustration.
Well, Phil Joslin, a couple of controversial incidents in the linesman there, but as that ball bounces around, there goes the flag, and then the nudge, and the referee points to the spot, and Grimsby Town, look, come racing over to Phil Joslin. They're pointing over, saying that the assistant referee's had his flag up. You've got to go and talk to him. I'm not sure what kind of communication went on there between assistant referee and linesman, and that makes that a very controversial goal, and there's no doubt about it, that is the turning point. Although MK were knocking at the door, they couldn't blow the house down.
And that is why, from a Grimsby point of view, there will be a lot of talking on the way back to Cleethorpes tonight. What if? Unfortunately, it is all academic now, because MK Dons not only converted their penalty, something that Grimsby failed to do, let's not forget, in the first half. Might have been a different story if they'd done that, but they also compounded, adding insult to injury by getting a second through O'Hanlon. The man who scored the winner against them in the league earlier on this month has confirmed victory here, surely, barring the most extraordinary of turnarounds in the last 5 minutes.
There just hasn't been anything to suggest that that turnaround's possible, has there? We do hark back to that penalty miss in the first half, how critical it's proved.
And the target man up front provides much more of a target than Gallen did previously. Gallen bringing different things to the party. Clark looking for ball. Hegarty. Newey. Rather than take it with his right, he picks out Boschel. Lewington claims it. Andrews coolly brings it down. And here comes the injection of pace, the turbo boost. Boyd Dyer. Mark Wright arrives in the box as well, as Wilbraham decides on a more ponderous approach. Well, let's face it, they don't need to rush anything now, do they?
No, they're just keeping the ball. Very, very professional. They've got it. Grimsby can't harm them.
Mark Wright. Colin Cameron. Andrews in space. Champions League action. It's back this week. Arsenal against Liverpool for a place in the semi-final. It's the first leg, Wednesday 7, Sky Sports 2 and HD2, and Chelsea out in Istanbul against Fenerbahce. See that 7:30 on Sky Sports 3. Up and away by Clark. Should bounce comfortably through to Guerre. Wilbraham. Clark. Lewington. Wilbraham. Cameron. Dyer. Maybe they haven't finished yet, MK Dons. Colin Cameron. No one could make up the ground to touch it beyond Barnes, who for large parts of the afternoon looked unbeatable. Faced up with a penalty and a deflected header, both of which proved unstoppable.
There was a period in the game where you just wondered, didn't you? Nothing was going in for the MK Dons. Could this be one of those fairy tales for Grimsby? Underdogs, they've rode the storm. Wasn't to be, not today.
Boschel. No path to goal for him, so he'll pick out ball. Very congested in that. Peter Bohr again, and to thread it through, had to be inch perfect. On by Jones, bounced off ball. Run and shot forward there by Kieran Toner, but sums up his afternoon in many ways. In the last minute of normal time now, and he'll know, as I said before the game, over 1,200 times he has sent out a team to take on a professional football match. Alan Buckley, he's seen most of it before, and he will know that the pivotal point, rather than any refereeing decisions, as far as his side were concerned, was missing the penalty in the first half. Final change here for MK Dons. A performance which deserves an ovation from the 35,000 or so that have made their comparatively short journey from Milton Keynes. And a chance for this young man to taste the big time. The teenager from Milton Keynes.
Even though it's only a few minutes, he'll remember it for the rest of his life, the young man.
Dyer. Of added time. The one wearing number 4 for MK Dons. Turns around the corner for Wilbraham. He's fouled. Free kick. The referee surely spotted it a little bit further in advance from where the offence actually took place.
The assistant on the far side again, getting involved, waving his flag, but I think the referee had already spotted it. Couple of opportunities from here, haven't they? To manage to get a strike on target.
Lewington. Well, they can smile about it now. The job is nearly done. The name on the trophy all but carved.
I've been very, very impressed with MK Dons. Superb all over the pitch, defended as a unit and attacked as a unit.
Kieran Toner, Boschel. Bohr, Hegarty's in the middle. This header only succeeds in getting it back where it came from. Toner. Not far from getting on the end of that, Gary Jones.
That's a super ball in. Gary Jones ever so close, but bursts forward very well, and again into that dangerous area between the goalkeeper and the defence. Just needed a touch.
Hirantona. Applause from the manager as they still snap into challenges, the MK Dons players.
I say, a manager's teams are often in his own mould. Could have been Paul Ince, couldn't it?
Grimsby try a little bit of an aerial bombardment to open the door as the hope ebbs away for them. Or never likely to raise the heartbeat there of Willie Guéret. 10 years ago, twice he brought his side to Wembley and twice they won, once in this competition and in the Division 2 playoffs. Same year that the club that the MK Dons evolved from were winning the FA Cup at this stadium. Ever since, MK Dons have lived in the shadow. The controversies, the heartbreak involved with the rebirth. Whatever your opinion on that, I think this may well go down as the day that MK Dons arrived on the footballing scene. Sam Baldock. Dyer. Wilbraham waits in the middle, so too does Wright. Dyer goes himself.
That is a little bit selfish. They all want a piece of the action now, don't they? They have been buoyant.
$35,000 whistles around Wembley as the supporters from Milton Keynes urge Phil Jocelyn to confirm what looks inevitable. The shrill blast, which means that MK Dons and Paul Ince are the Johnston's Paint Trophy winners of 2008. A first ever trophy in the 4th year of the club's existence. Pete Winkleman had a dream, and this is the first stage of the dream becoming a wonderful reality. Keith Andrews, the captain, a fitting man to convert the penalty, which ensured that MK Dons were on their way. And Sean O'Hanlon with a powerful header. The way we arrived at the final scoreline, but Don, I don't think we can argue about the fact that MK Dons were the winners over the 90 minutes.
It was emphatic in the end, wasn't it? The whole game really got off to a decent start, but after the first 10 minutes, of course, they had the opportunity from the penalty spot, and you just wondered for a while. But it's great to see their supporters paying tributes to them for their wholehearted efforts. It's been wonderful for Grimsby Town Football Club, wonderful for the city. The chairman's got on record as saying they've earned a substantial amount of money, and at a club like Grimsby that haven't got huge resources, it's wonderful for them and it'll help them.
Well, this will be all about MK Dons. Willie Guéret, who not just this afternoon but throughout this run to the Johnston's Paint Trophy final has played his part in against his former club in the semi-final, and of course a saver of a penalty here this afternoon. But at the other end, the 2 goal scorers today, Sean O'Hanlon and Keith Andrews, the captain, are with Greg.
Plenty of celebrations down here on the pitch. You can imagine the manager Paul Ince here as well. Keith, many congratulations. You're up to lift the first trophy for the MK Dons. How proud a moment is that going to be for you?
Yeah, I have to be honest, I'm speechless, you know. The fans we have here today, the amount of them, you know, both sets of fans, to be honest, have made it such a special day, you know. To play here first and foremost is fantastic, but to go on and win and to lift the trophy is just a dream.
Did you fear at one stage you might not be able to find a way through? Their goalkeeper was in inspired form this today.
Yeah, he was. He saved a good few shots, to be fair to him, you know, but, you know, at our end, you know, Willie was fantastic as well, saving the penalty, redeeming himself, you know, so it was a big team effort today, and, you know, we're just all delighted.
So you'd seen one penalty saved at the other end. Was there any nerves at all on your part when it was your turn to step up?
Yeah, of course there was, you know, playing in such a big crowd, such an important occasion, you know, but, you know, I was confident at the same time as being nervous, so, you know, thankfully it went in.
Let's grab a quick word with the other goal scorer, Sean. A goal scorer at Wembley Stadium, Sean. How does that sound to you?
Brilliant. Can't believe it, to be honest. You know, dream come true. I missed an earlier one, a couple of minutes, but to get that header made up with it.
Tell us what this means for the MK Dons players overall.
Just the hard work we put in all season, and, you know, we're getting our rewards now. Delighted.
Well, let's grab a quick word with the manager. He's with us here now. Paul, many, many congratulations. You're a winner here on many big occasions as a player. Tell us what this means to you.
I mean, it's fantastic to win your first trophy as a manager. It's a great feat, but the lads deserve so much credit. It's been a long, hard road. We've played some hard teams on the way to get here. It would have been a shame if we'd have got here and not won the trophy. But, I mean, it's just so today. We play our football, we play our stuff, and we're always going to be a handful for anybody.
You had to be patient today as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, they missed the penalty at half-time, before half-time. But I felt on the balance of play, we played some nice stuff, created a lot of chances. And it was just a matter of, you know, one going in, come out second half, up to our tempo. And each every player was absolutely awesome. And once we got the first skip, composure, don't seem to miss. So it's nice to see it go in. Game opened up, and the big man, who's been absolutely awesome all season, Sean, gets his deserved goal. So yeah, I'm pleased. I'm delighted for everyone.
Well, many, many congratulations to all of you. You're also the Johnston's Paint Man of the Match, Keith. If you do the honours for us, please, Sean. Well done today, guys.
Well, the confirmation of MK's trophy win when they go up in a couple of moments' time. Meantime, it is the long walk up the 107 Wembley steps for Grimsby Town, led by their captain, Tom Newey. And when you think where they came from, when Alan Buckley took over 16 months ago as a real club with relegation out of the Football League for the first time, they still have an outside chance making their way into the playoffs, and they could well take an example, a leaf out of Bristol Rovers' book. 12 months ago, beaten finalists and recovered, regrouped, and ended up coming back to Wembley last season and going up through the playoffs. Their season far from over, but in the end just outfought, outthought and outplayed.
Well, they've got absolutely nothing to be ashamed of, have they? Grimsby Town, like I said, terrific achievement just to get here. You know, who knows, they'll want to finish the season with a flourish now, and who knows where that may take them.
And no disgrace losing to an MK side who have swept most others aside at this level, including several on the way to this trophy at a higher level this season. Cram full of experience from Championship, some even Premier League. They make their way up the steps, and many feel that Pete Winkelman and his date with destiny here at Wembley Stadium this afternoon have been coming for a while. Some would argue that it is not deserved and that he contributed to the death of Wimbledon, but let's be honest, would Wimbledon be in a situation to survive and flourish as MK Dons are doing? It is all about the future rather than the past, and they can now start to forge a history of their own, this football club. 35,000 here, 15,000 at their last home game against Peterborough. It is a club on the up, it is an area on the up, and largely thanks to the chairman, Pete Winkelman. Keith Andrews, whose penalty turned it in MK Dons' favour. He's got 70 family and friends who've come over from Ireland for this one. A journey well worthwhile.
In 2008, Johnston Paint Trophy.
A club founded in July 2004. Finally arrived on the scene in style in March 2008. MK Dons have come back to London, come back to the capital, and made the trophy, the Johnston's Paint Trophy, their own. Everything in place for them to make their mark, even more so in years to come. And a chairman who's put his mark on the club and knows how to throw a party. And with wonderful scenes here for the fledgling football club that is MK Dons.
Well, they really won't want this to end. One of those moments that they will never, ever forget. It's probably been the biggest game in most lives, and they're going to enjoy every second of it, and rightly so.
Trophy passed down the line. Celebrations which will go on long into the night, and still have league business to take care of. And Alan Buckley, the Grimsby Town manager, will look on slightly forlornly, no doubt. He hadn't experienced the feeling here before. Now he's now ready to talk to us with Greg.
Well, Alan, many commiserations. You were a winner twice here, but it wasn't to be today. Any complaints about the result in the end?
Not really. I thought it was a game of 2 penalties. They obviously a decent team, pass it well, but we had our own fair share of possession up until the last third. You know, goals change games, and we had a golden opportunity with a penalty and didn't take it, and that could have changed the whole course of the game, obviously. But I'll tell you one thing, ours looked more of a penalty than theirs did.
You mentioned the goals that change games. According to the first one, there was an element of controversy about it. It would appear that the referee was flagging perhaps for offside before the penalty was given. Did you have a view?
Our players are up in arms about it, I'll tell you, because they felt that we'd got a decision given in our favour. The referee didn't see it like that. He's the man in charge, but we feel a bit hard done to, but no complaints at the end of 90 minutes. We've given it our best shot. That's all players can do, isn't it?
You're very disappointed about your team's performance on Bank Holiday Monday. Did you see many improvements today?
Oh, of course, yeah. We played much better today. If we'd have approached Bank Holiday Monday like that, we'd have won comfortably.
Commiserations. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, good summary by Alan Buckley. A game of 2 penalties, but you can't deny MK Dons on the day with a better team, and they'll take the trophy home with them to Milton Keynes, the first trophy in the cupboard. They gave all the old ones back last August to the Borough of Merton. So that will go in the trophy cupboard, and it really puts the stamp on them as a football club now. They are a proper football club in their own, with medals around their neck and a trophy in the cupboard. John McDermott, Martin Allen and Peter Beagrie have watched it all happen, and first of all, Martin, it puts the stamp on Milton Keynes, that, doesn't it?
Certainly does, yes. To have it here at Wembley, the new Wembley Stadium, and 20 years after the success of Wimbledon. It's a very special day for the football club, and yeah, I feel very proud myself, actually.
Game of 2 penalties. The first one in the first half could have been a massive influence on the game if Grimsby had taken it.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, we've seen the referee in this incident go over to the linesman, confer with him, and they come up with a correct decision. And unfortunately for Grimsby, Danny Boschel, who's usually so reliable from the spot, Gary redeems himself with a good save. It was a particularly good out for him, though.
It was a big chance, wasn't it, for Grimsby that to influence the whole game?
It
John,
was.
yes.
I mean, we said before the game, I think if Grimsby ever going to win it, it would have been by 1-0, I reckon, then something to hang on to. Didn't take the opportunity, and then again we're talking about an incident that went and changed the game.
Talk to us about that then, Peter. This MK Dons penalty. It was a post, 2 saves, a flag up, a penalty given.
I mean, fantastic, action-packed, you know, a couple of minutes here. But we see that the 2 players in front of the goalkeepers, Phil Barnes makes that flying save. The linesman's flag goes straight up. He's given it for an offside decision. Now, he's in the middle of the 6-yard box, the 2 players. So they are actually interfering. You know, it's all this thing about active, not active. Now, if you're not active, we're in the 6 yards in front of a goalkeeper. Now, the linesman's actually seeing the referee just hit it for a push. But conferring there and come up with a wrong decision, in my opinion.
So offside or offside, Martin? The referee saying that for the
linesman over the he should in line and flag up and they dictate the decision. Confer with him, and the referee has the right to put his foot down and went straight to the referee.
We see the difference in the conflict. The first penalty, flag across his chest. In this instant, he's got his flag up, but then didn't demand that the referee come and speak to him.
Yeah. However, saying that, MK Dons deserved that, thoroughly deserved that, because there was another penalty in the first half where Fenton's handballed it like a basketball player, so in his own box, and that was a definite penalty. So I think justice was done.
But the second goal, John, no doubt about that one, was there really?
No, and it was coming. I think Grimsby sustained a lot of pressure, and like I said earlier in the first half, we had Barnes, he was outstanding. He saved a lot of. And that, like Martin said, I don't think Grimsby had one really in the second half, but to give it everything, you can't say anything, you know, any more than that. You know, Cardiff went there a few years ago, didn't turn up, turned up today, and the fans can be proud of them.
OK, let's hear from the Milton Keynes chairman, Pete Wilkerman. He's with Greg Whelan.
Pete, many congratulations. You are a winner at Wembley, your team. Sum up what this means for the MK Dons.
Well, you could have pinched me at the beginning of the day when we were standing in this magnificent stadium, but you can pinch me even harder now. Absolute dream come true in front of all these travelling people from Milton Keynes. Absolutely fantastic for us.
It's been a long, long road and a difficult road at times. Days like this help to make it worth it for you?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Yes, it's been a hard, arduous journey, but this year, with Paul Ince at the helm, a tremendous team. You saw the spirit in the team came out throughout the game. I'm absolutely thrilled to be where I am at the moment. And as I say, in front of all these people from Milton Keynes, it doesn't get better than that.
Many congratulations. I'll let you go and join the celebration.
I will do. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Milton Keynes get the first leg of what probably will be a double, Martin, yeah?
I think so. It will be a promotion, and time will tell now whether it's a championship. And I still believe that next season they will do very well in Division 1. They'll be, at this time next year, they will be pushing the championship.
OK, coming up for you on Sky Sports, stay with us for the Merseyside derby from Anfield. Liverpool against Everton is next on Sky Sports 1 and HD1. This evening from Spain, Deportivo against Murcia, 7 o'clock Sky Sports 1 second half, and then the full match Real Madrid against Sevilla, 8 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. Golf from Spain right now on Sky Sports 2 and HD2. Tennis, the AP Masters from Miami, 4 o'clock Sky Sports 3. And motor racing, NASCAR Goodies 500, 7 o'clock Sky Sports Extra. It's a big thank you to John McDermott, Martin Allen and Peter Beagrie. Thank you very much. The dons of the leg of what could be a big double. From all of us at Wembley, bye for now.
More sport, news and views at skysports.com.
Wednesday from 7, live on Sky Sports. The UEFA Champions League quarter-finals. Arsenal against Liverpool.
Torres, goal!
Plus, Fenerbahce v Chelsea.
Drogba!